Welcome to the On the Hunt podcast, where we talk everything Lions related. I'm here with my homies. First of all, my boy Elijah Winfrey, big homie Bobby Bless, big cousin Nate Rupp. How you holding it down? How y'all feeling today?
I am Ayo Copasteto, and we won on Sunday. So
I'm good.
Bobby.
I'm good, brother. How about you guys out there? How y'all doing?
About as slow motion as it can get, brother. But I'm glad to be here. I'm glad we're all together because we're doing the one thing we love, and that's talking about our Lions. But we want to kick it to my boy Elijah so we can spin the wheel for last week's contest. Let's see who won.
Yes. And we're actually going to be doing that here right now because I almost forgot how to do it. So hang on. I'm going to stop my video. I got so excited. But first, let me show you what we're giving away on that spin. It's going to be this Barry Sanders canvas 16 by 20. That is what is going to be spun for and won today. So now that we know what we're playing for, let's get to the wheel itself. So as we've talked about for a long time now, we have a wheel. Now you can actually see the wheel, hopefully. Fellas, let me know if you can see the wheel.
Yeah, we see the wheel.
Yep, we see the wheel.
So we've been talking about having this wheel. We've had it for a long time, but now we're actually showing you on YouTube so that you can see who ends up winning. So I'm pretty excited about this. On this wheel are the names of everybody who followed the directions. So see, it's a good thing to follow directions from time to time. And we do have 4 different respins. So if this thing lands on a respin, we will spin again. Okay, so we hope that you're excited for this. Let's see who wins that Barry Sanders canvas. Spin number 1. No way!
How did Barry win his own
Barry
name?
Sanders wins the
Yep. Barry Sanders won his own canvas.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
I mean, you can't make that up. That's great. That is fantastic. So yeah, apparently
Recording live, we got Barry Sanders. Huh?
Now, okay, I'm curious, Bobby. How do you know Barry?
I know Barry very well, from the TV. I mean, shit, I don't know. I don't know this Barry Sanders guy, so I don't know.
So
I
Sanders,
don't know this.
Congratulations on your victory. I think based on everything we've ever heard about Barry Sanders that he wouldn't want to win a canvas of himself, but you never know.
So,
I mean,
yeah, but so all he has to do is just reach out to me on social media like Facebook or Instagram or whatever, give me his information, and hopefully he can claim this prize. If not, we'll just be spinning that wheel again, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Barry Sanders with the win there
Gotta let
for
him know.
the Barry Sanders canvas. So let's move on to what we're giving away this week. We're very excited about what we're giving away this week, actually. So let me show this to you on the screen here now. It is a not Barry Sanders, the Detroit Lions fleece throw. Okay, a Detroit Lions fleece throw. You can see what it looks like there. Bobby will have this tomorrow.
Yep, it's coming in the mail tomorrow. Yep.
And we're hoping that he'll be able to get it tomorrow and then give it to you. Okay,
it's up to Nate people. It's up to Nate people. It's all in their hands. So
we will see if it does get to you. Now, you have a part to play in this. Obviously, we're not just going to give it to you. You have to earn it. Okay, you got to get yourself on the wheel. Now, here's how this is going to work for today's episode. We are doing a straight up comment war. However, we've had a lot of people tell us that, it's hard for them to participate when you have one person commenting the same thing 90 times. And listen, we've heard you, okay? We are a podcast for the people, by the people. So we have some new rules, all right? This is going to make it far more competitive than it has ever been on the hunt. So it has to be a full comment. There is no more emojis. Okay. You leave an emoji as your comment, it don't count. Okay. It's got to be a full comment or a full sentence, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is no duplicates. So you can't go on there and say, go Lions 90 times and expect to win. You can't go on there and say, I love Bobby Bless's beard 150 times. You will not win. Okay. You can't say Reggie has got the most glorious mustache on the entire show. You will not win that way. Okay. So no duplicate comments.
Brenda.
Even though it's facts.
No duplicate comments. Okay. So it's got to be an original thing that you're saying. And we're actually doing a thing this week where every segment is going to be worth a certain amount of points. So if you leave a comment on our YouTube channel on this video regarding a certain segment, you're going to get a certain amount of points for every comment about that segment or question. So I believe I've explained the rules enough here. I want to send it over to Nate because obviously one thing that we're hoping to get in the future is sponsorships for the show. So let's go ahead and send it over to Nate here. Nate, what are the sponsorships for the On the Hump podcast, my friend?
Well, again, man, hopefully everybody checked in last week where we had our first sponsored show, which was sponsored by Elijah at Winfrey Studios, where we had multiple segments sponsored by different entities. So again, y'all, let us help you. Same thing, the same way we did last week, man. You know, use our voice, use our face, use our likeness. You know, hey, it's super, super simple. You know, you give $100 where you sponsor that entire show. That entire show gives you a minimum of 5 mentions throughout the show. We're talking about a minimum of 1 hour. As we know, sometimes some of us get a little long-winded, or we all do, and we end up at 3 hours. So when you're talking about a 3-hour show, you're talking about multiple mentions. So you're actually going to reap more than what you're even paying for. So for that $100, you sponsor the entire show. Where we say, hey, today's episode of On the Hunt is going to be sponsored by, hey, purified water. So now, if you want to come on to the show with us, if you want to be part of the planning, you want to see what it's like to be in the meeting with us and just put this show together, that in itself is $80. You come in, hey, you sit down with us, you're on Zoom. We go through the whole planning phase. You know, we can sit and talk about whatever segment that you like. It might be something that you miss or that we haven't done in a while. Hey, if you want to do that, if you want to sponsor that segment or any segment, that is $60 per sponsorship. So you go into it and say, hey, I want to sponsor Reggie's by the Numbers today. And you would reach out to us. You know, we would go over the details and then you are covered. So that is the way you do it. So if it's something that you want to see and that you haven't seen in a while, hey, hit us up. Hey, that could be your segment. That segment will never, ever, hey, be taken out. If you want to sponsor it all year, hey, you can pay in advance. So it's up to you.
You have to now. You got to ask my mustache for permission.
There you go. but again, like I say, man, allow us the ability to help you. So again, it does not have to be a mainstream business. It does not have to be a Fortune 500 company. We also do this for the little guys. You know, it doesn't matter. Hey, if your daughter has a lemonade stand and she's going to be on Gratiot and such, hey, shoot it to us, and we will definitely go ahead and do what we have to do to help promote Little Keisha's lemonade stand. You know, as you know, hey, allow us the ability to help you because, again, as he said, this show is for the people. This is what we do. So everybody, that is our sponsorships. So let's get to one of everybody's favorite segs, that boy Red.
Definitely my favorite segment. Definitely my favorite segment.
What's going on, good folks? I know we're looking forward to By the Numbers, but we're going to do it with a little bit of a twist today. But also remember, this segment is worth 5 points. So
So let me make sure that I show people that real
Yeah.
quick, because I want to make sure that we lock that in so they
Yeah.
know exactly how many points. No excuses, okay? This segment, every question or comment regarding this segment is worth 5 points. There you go. So I
5
did my
points.
best game show host. Now I'm gonna send it over
Mhm.
to my man Reggie. Reggie, go ahead.
So now we're gonna see if y'all know how to ask questions and answer my questions. So first question: who do you think had the highest PFF grade this week? Wild guesses
On the
Which-
Lions or just in general?
on the Lions.
Panay Sewell.
You got Sewell. Who you got, Elijah?
I got Aiden Hutchinson.
Wrong and wrong. It's actually Amon Ra. Welcome, land of the
He
living.
had a
Ra.
real good game.
He had the
really
highest
good game.
PFF grade this week of 88.8.
That's pretty good.
He had 10 catches on 11 targets for 119 yards. So I know we happy to see him getting back to being alive and effective. So second question, what lineman do you think had the highest PFF grade this week? What lineman? You already said Panay Sewell, so I think I know your answer.
Yeah, it had to be him.
Who you got, Elijah?
I'm gonna say Frank Ragnow.
Wrong.
Man, you're killing me.
It was actually Jonah Jackson. He had the
I was gonna say Jonah
grade.
too, and then I went, no.
He's had a couple good games so far this year. Honestly,
he had the highest PFF grade of 88.5. He also had the highest run blocking grade this week at 85.6.
That must be Jonah.
Yep, it was Jonah. It was Jonah. Now,
Welcome back, Nate.
wild guess. Wild guess. Who do you think had the highest pass blocking grade this week for the lineman?
it got to be Sewell. I mean, yeah.
Sewell.
Sewell.
Yeah.
Who you got,
Taylor.
Elijah?
I'm gonna say Jonah Jackson.
You got Jonah. Who you got, Nate?
Taylor Decker.
He was the man. No,
Wrong. It's actually Evan Brown. He had the highest pass grade at 87.
Evan Brown. That's number 63, right? 63.
63.
I think so.
I'm right.
I think you're right.
Yeah, okay.
Thing about it, that just shows how good the offensive line was playing as a unit because it led to 2 rushing touchdowns on the day, one by Swift, one by Jamal Williams. But we want to flip over to the defense. Crazy thing about it. Let's talk about our super rookie, Aiden Hutchinson.
Man, he was balling.
6 tackles on the day, 5 stops, 1 sack. But he had a surprisingly, I guess I'll say the fact that he showed up in this segment kind of threw me off. Who do y'all think the highest coverage grade this week?
Warrior. No, he's not. He's definitely not.
I'm pretty sure that's an SVU victim. I don't think so.
Akuda.
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff Okuda, of course.
Yeah, Jeff Okuda. Okay. Who you got, Nate?
Or Will Harris. Was it Will Harris?
I don't want Will Harris. I was going to say Jerry Jacobs.
Yeah, Jerry Jacobs. Wrong. It was Aiden Hutchinson.
What?
Coverage grade this week. And, we were paying attention.
Nate, you was telling me that yesterday in the meeting.
Remember, he dropped back into coverage. He was the reason why Akuda got that interception this week. So the kid is just showing his versatility all across the board. But I got an amazing stat for you about Aiden Hutchinson, too. What week are we in, fellas?
8.
As far as for the Lions season, what week are we in?
8 or 9.
8.
We're in week 10.
Yeah, I got one right.
Week 10 is our 9th game. Do you know that Aiden Hutchinson is still top 5 for double team linemen in the
Wow.
top 5? Crazy, ain't it? Like, it is really how effective this kid has been.
His motor, he got a motor, man.
His motor is ridiculous.
It's unbelievable.
I guess it's safe to say I think we got us one. I think it's safe to say that now. We got us one.
Man, his versatility Because I was talking to somebody in the Facebook group, and he was
Mhm.
like, I can't understand why they dropping Aiden Hutchinson in coverage, why they're not spying Justin Fields. I said, well, if you actually paid attention, when they dropped him into coverage, he was spying Justin Fields. But on,
Exactly.
but on the interception, that was just him reading the play and
He
being a
did.
smart guy because he's so used to being double teamed. So he's like,
Mhm.
dog, I
Why is
just
this dude releasing?
right. You let me go too easy. So I'm just going,
Mhm.
and that shows just how much his read and react and his football IQ is, because it got him a pick last week. This
Mhm.
it creates a pick for somebody else. It creates a pick six, so that is huge on Aiden Hutchinson.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we gonna kick it over to the worst aspects of the game. Who do y'all think
Uh-oh.
worst defensive grade this week? I think we all.
Poirier.
Kirby Joseph, but it's not really his
Yeah.
fault.
Who you got,
Kirby.
Bobby? You got Kirby.
Kirby Joseph.
So y'all got it. It was Kirby Joseph. He had a overall defensive grade of 28.0.
Hot man, dude. What?
He also had a coverage grade of 27.3. Now, on the bright side, he had a tackling grade of 85.1. So at least he was getting the guy down. He wasn't missing tackles.
It's his fault. Deshaun Elliott out, and you've got a rookie safety back there with a guy who plays special teams. Who and then, as me and Reg, we say this all the time. We talk about our talent gap, and so it shows how far guys who really don't get first team. And I want people to keep this in mind. Special team players don't get first team. They don't get second team or even third team snaps with defense. They are primarily special teams. So what he's doing back there, truthfully, is on the fly. So it was John Elliott went out. Next thing you know, Cole Kmet, had two big touchdowns. You had a rookie back there. You had no one to really take that leadership role. So I knew.
Yeah. So unfortunately, our kid, he had a drop off for the last time he was our star. But that's to be expected. We still talking about a rookie. Now, the crazy thing about it, who do y'all think had the highest defensive rating this week? This
defensive rating?
Highest defensive rating.
Anzalone.
Anzalone. Baloney.
My boy Charles Harris. No, yeah. Didn't he play?
I don't know.
Yeah. Charles Harris played.
He did.
Yeah, I think it was him.
Yeah,
he was hunting.
I'm gonna go with Aiden.
So you got Aiden. So Aiden had a rating of 62.7. He was actually fourth this week. And you said Charles Harris, actually, he was at the bottom 6.
Damn.
Number 1 player this week grade is Jarrett Davis.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah.
He knows somebody at PFF.
Yeah.
How about this? I need some milk.
So,
but
just to give you perspective on it, he had 12 snaps this week. But he did have a tackling grade of 76, a coverage grade of 65.5.
That's good for him.
One batted down ball and one tackle.
He played 12 plays.
He played 12 snaps.
That's like Shaq shooting 12 free throws and don't shoot no more.
Now, the crazy thing is,
though, Nate, you've met Jarrett Davis.
Yeah, I
met
did.
him.
It was crazy because I was going to get some propane tank. I was going to get a propane tank from Lowe's. And you know me. I'm not a guy who's like athlete struck or nothing like that. That's just the player in me myself. I just acknowledge like whatever. So I walked by. I'm like, oh, that's Jarrett Davis. And just kept walking.
He gonna watch this episode and be like, I thought you were my friend.
Yeah, obviously not.
I think but at the time he was, I'm like, dog.
He just got cut from the team too, and he's at Lowe's.
Yeah, I'm like, dog. Like, wait a minute. Like, you on a practice squad? You like 5 years in 5 years in the league, ain't you? You on a practice squad?
He barely hanging in there for real.
Hey, he's our best defensive player.
So now the last question of the day.
Uh-oh.
think had the highest pass rushing grade this week?
Julian
Oh,
Aguirre.
Aleem McNeil. I don't know.
Aguirre, yeah, he was on him.
Bro, Julian.
So Julian was our highest rated pass rusher. He had 2 sacks on 3 total pressures. But the crazy thing is, somebody mentioned the Lee McNeil, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He actually had the highest defensive rating out of all starters on the defense this week.
Hey.
So I give you
Yeah.
one for that.
I always know he was a good player from day one, man. Because they was already ready to start him, and I was like, okay. They was hyping him up like they was hyping up Rodrigo this year, to be honest.
Absolutely. But you know the crazy thing about it, what we're starting to see now is the team getting healthy. Now the team's getting healthy, you're starting to see more guys stepping up to the plate, like Aquara.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Joseph for the last few weeks. Even Deshaun Elliott's been showing up. So it's good to see, young guys stepping up, guys that ain't been healthy stepping up, and it's leading to some really good numbers by the Lions. So remember, this segment, you get 5 points for every question or comment that has to deal with by the numbers. But we're gonna kick it over to my boy Bobby for our game recap. What you think about
the man, it was a good game, but can you cue up how much this section is worth? Or how much
Yes, I can.
the recap is worth?
Can.
It's gonna be worth
So,
7 points, guys.
7 points on this segment for every question or comment regarding this segment. This segment is our game recap, talking about that game that just happened with the Chicago Bears. It's 7 points. So make sure you leave your comments regarding this segment. All right, Bobby Bless, it is over to you, my friend.
Yeah, brother, man, it was an exciting game, man. It was, back and forth, man. But we talked about last week of how Justin Fields was going to be a threat with his legs. He definitely was that. From the first play of the game and a couple other plays. So I wasn't disappointed, but I wasn't surprised either. But I actually liked how we stayed with it. We had a couple of chances to really give up because as a fan I kind of almost gave up, but they stuck with it this time. I like how the things that's sticking out to me is Jared Goff. Even though he was flopping like a mug, he got that flag for us. That seemed like that turned it around somewhat because the line got all riled up. Jared Goff, the guy, they've gotten the Bears' face but honestly, man, I was almost on my knees begging for that kicker to miss that kick, and he did. So you guys need to thank me because it was my prayers that made that kicker miss. So thank you, and you welcome in advance. And but mainly those guys stuck in. I like how Jeff Okudah, Aiden Hutchinson, all these youngsters is starting to come together. The more games these guys play, the more Brad Holmes looking like he putting together a good team. To be honest with you, Dan Campbell, he didn't do nothing dumb. So I know that's a low bar, but hey, we got to start somewhere.
You know what, Bobby? I don't think God is a Lions fan. I'm pretty sure he's a Brady fan though.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh yeah. But nonetheless, it's a good game. As long as we won, we didn't have any kicker. The kicker didn't miss. Outside games, I'd be more worried about the Lions in those outside games away from out of a dome. But we won back-to-back division games. Dan Campbell's first time winning 2 games in a row. I'm in. I loved it. How about you, Nate? What you think about it, brother?
Well, first of all, I want people to understand something. Is that one of the things that Dan Campbell told people about this team is that we're not going to quit. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to have grit. It don't matter if you got 1 ass cheek and 3 toes. We're gonna come out there to kick your ass now.
And he said he's gonna drown you too. Throughout that speech,
The one thing that people missed is that he never said they was going to win. He never said we're going to go to the playoffs. He never put a win total out there because he knew this team is still coming along. This team still has to beat the culture. They have to build that grittiness to keep moving forward. And as you have seen, the games that they've won, this right here was a grit game. The last 2 weeks, our wins, we've been down by more than 14 points. And the team continues to fight. They continue to rally. They don't give up. So that lets to the grit. That pours into, hey, one ass cheek and 3 toes. It doesn't matter. What he's saying is, you're going to play this team until all zeros is across the board. If you don't, you going to damn it lose. And that's what they've shown. Aiden Hutchinson as a rookie and his read and react is off the charts. I don't give a shit about Jared Davis, but thank God for his 12 snaps.
Hey, that batted ball could have been a 60-yard touchdown.
But it wasn't because of Jared Davis.
Right. But,
Jay
you know,
Dizzle.
I'm in Ross St. Brown. It's crazy how certain players coming back gives your team life. It gives them energy. And not even being 100%, it still affects the defense enough. So, you know, thank God for DeAndre Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Oh, and guess what? We had another tight end touchdown, didn't we? So,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, our tight ends got more touchdowns scored since since Hawkins shit been gone. So,
Hey, Nate, and on that
Watch your
play,
profanity.
and on that play, Jackson, he blocked 2 defenders.
He
Running
did.
back Jackson, he blocked 2 defenders for him too. So we got that damn running back pass pro with the man. That's some tough football right there. I forgot about that, man. That's what's up.
Oh, so that sounds good to me. Reg, what you got, man?
Look, man, I'm gonna take any dub we can get at this point. A lot of people, they feel like, tank as much as you can, try to get as high a pick as you can. But what does that really do for your culture? You don't want to establish a losing culture. You want to fight for everything you win. You let upper management worry about what pick you got. On the field, you try to grind for every win you can get. And that's what them boys did, especially after that long touchdown by Fields. They could have just said, oh, you know what? Forget it. But they didn't. They grinded it out, and they end up getting themselves a dub. And like Nate said, you got Amon-Ra coming back. You got Forrest stepping up and getting 2 sacks. You got Aiden Hutchinson stepping up as a rookie. You just got contributions all across the field, and this is what happens when you get healthy. Get healthy so these guys that you're supposed to be leaning on can contribute, and that's what you see this Sunday. Now, the crazy thing about it, the only real issue I have is if Swift is back, let him be back. Let him be back. As long as he out there, you run him into the ground. Because honestly, I don't really care about Swift like that anyway. If we get rid of him in offseason, so be it. But when he's on this team, man, let him earn his money. If he really crying about snaps, all right, run some snaps. But guess what? You get hurt again, that's on you, and that's hurting your bottom line. So you better produce. And that's how I'll approach it as a coach. You want to cry about snaps, get on the field, show me why you want your money. Prove it to me. That's the only knock that I got right now. Don't baby him. If you want to get out, and honestly, I started trying to utilize him kind of like a poor man's McCaffrey. I will line him up all over the place, try to get some linebackers on him, and try to give him an advantage and use him as a weapon so we can get some more dubs. But that's my takeaway from it. How you feel about it, Elijah?
So I've actually got 3 things to say about this game, and I'm going to keep this on the screen where everybody can be seen, okay? First thing, I'm going to start off with a stat, all right? Now, generally speaking, stats are usually not our friend because we read stats and we get depressed. But this is one that you shouldn't be depressed by because it's no longer a big deal. So the Lions trailed the Bears 24-10 entering the 4th quarter and rallied to win 31-30. Per Stathead, it was Detroit's first win after trailing by at least 14 points entering the fourth quarter since 1993
1993.
versus the Vikings when they trailed 27-13 and came back to win 30-27. The Lions, prior to Sunday, had lost 98 straight such games. Now, for some perspective, I was born in 93.
Yikes.
Baby.
So I'm just saying, it's nice to not have that be a thing anymore. And one of the things that people have said about Dan Campbell, and I've heard it by listening to Detroit sports radio, is that for as much as we talk about grit, we could never complete any of these comebacks. That we would always look like we were going to complete a comeback just to let us down again. And it finally, against the Bears, they got it done. Now, Reggie's got something to say real quick, so Reggie, go ahead, and I'll continue.
First of all, I am jealous that you pulled a number that I did not catch.
Hey, Reggie, Stafford never did that. Stafford never did that, huh?
That's the other shocking thing that the comeback king didn't
No, he ain't.
hold up. But that's
the
crazy.
fact that Reg is just that petty that he put his hand up to stop Elijah to do his thing.
They said
Petty
that
Wop.
during the game, though. They said that
Petty
during
Wop.
the game, though.
Petty Wop, I'm jealous.
Hey, it's totally
That is
fine.
an
It's
excellent,
totally fine.
horrible. That's an excellent, horrible stat.
Yes, and now it's no
That's
longer
a-
a thing. So
that's no longer a thing.
That's why I'm telling you about it, is because it's no longer a thing.
Yeah, that's
It's
excellent.
like
and
when you were a
horrible.
kid. It's like when you were a kid and you got in trouble, but you didn't want your parents to find out about what you got in trouble for, so you went and fixed the problem and then told them later on there was a problem, but I solved it.
Mhm.
It's like
That was
it's
what
like
I'm
quitting
saying.
it. It's like quitting in Madden down 14 every time I quit. That's what it is.
So anyway, so
That's
that's the first thing that I wanted to say, is that you won't hear sports talk show hosts in Detroit, specifically 97.1 The Ticket, bringing that up as the thing. Like, oh, well, they always fight back, but they never finish the job. Well, they did on Sunday. So that's a big deal.
Mhm.
Fox brought that up during the game too, though.
The other thing that I wanted to bring up, and this isn't really like a pound my chest moment, but it might come off that way. I hate it when I'm right about something. I really do. When it's for other teams and not us, I hate when I'm right about something. And what I said last show was that Justin Fields' situation reminded me of Michael Vick's situation when he first came into the league with the Atlanta Falcons, where they pretty much put everything on that man's shoulders and said, we have some pieces, but basically you are our weapon. So we're going to run you into the ground. And for Justin Fields, I kind of hate that for him. Because on that last play, like, again, I'm always somebody who says give credit where it's due. On that last play, he did not want to go down. He did not want to go down. I mean, thank goodness he did for our team. But I have a lot of respect for Justin Fields after the way he played that game on Sunday. And I'm telling y'all right now, like most of the other divisions, especially in the AFC is kind of taking care of this. The AFC, most of those teams have drafted a quarterback in the last 3 years. If you look it up, the NFC has got a lot of aging quarterbacks. And in our division, if you're talking our division 5 years from now, Justin Fields will most likely still be a Chicago Bear. Kirk Cousins probably won't be with the Vikings, and Aaron Rodgers won't be with Green Bay.
But they've got Julian Love in Green Bay though.
Right, but what I'm saying is for Lions fans, those games against Chicago are going to be tough. Every time you play Justin Fields, that you better expect that's going to be a tough game from now on. And for Justin Fields, if I'm Justin Fields, man, like you better hope and pray that they get you some people to throw the ball to and get you some support. Because right now, I mean, you're a one-man show out there. But
yeah, that's why I don't think he's gonna be around for 5 years. That's why I don't think he's gonna be around for 5 years.
And he better be glad Rodrigo was hurt, because him running around like that, he would have ran into that bowling ball.
Yeah, and again, I'm not trying to take anything away from our team by what I'm saying. I'm just giving credit where it's due. I mean, like even Fox was showing stats that I didn't know, that in the last 3 weeks, Justin Fields is starting to come into his own as a Chicago Bear quarterback. He's not turning the ball over as much anymore. Yes, he did against us, and I'm glad he did. But I'm just saying that Bears team, that might be something if they can put some pieces around him.
I ain't scared of him.
So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Last thing I was going to say, the defense for the Lions, I'm very proud of them for what they were able to do, what they've been able to do these last 2 weeks. Apparently, the players had a players-only meeting on the defensive side of the ball. And I just want to say kudos to them for doing that, because one of the hardest things in this world to do is to take accountability. And it seems like that Lions defense looked in the mirror, took accountability, and said, we don't want to get any more coaches fired, because they have been playing very, very well since. So those are 3 things I got. Again, I had the stat, Justin Fields looking kind of dangerous out there, and accountability. Those are the 3 big things that I wanted to address on the game recap from the Bears. Any more thoughts on the game recap before we move on to our next segment, fellas?
Oh, the Bears suck. The Bears still suck.
Yeah, that's
So-
that's what I was about to say. Yeah, they still suck.
Yeah. Justin
did you
Fields,
see
he can run to the end of the time. They still suck. I don't care.
Did y'all see the dude for Woodward Sports? The dude on the morning?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Was that the dude?
He was smoking a hookah on he like
He was smoking a hookah.
a hookah, and then he said, "Forget Chicago, they suck." It's that like
Yeah, they still whack.
it's like he went off. Had me dying laughing this morning.
Yeah, they still suck. It don't make no difference. I'm
They
nobody.
ass.
So what
Yeah.
we're going to do right now, fellas, is
Big
we're
fan of
going to
bugs.
go ahead with our prospect recap from last week. But what I want to do first is I want to make sure that folks know what is at stake during this segment. So let me go ahead and show you how many points your comments and your questions are going to be worth on this segment. So for our prospect recap, when you leave a comment or a question regarding the prospect recap, it is going to be worth 10 points. Okay. Now remember, no duplicate comments, and any comments you leave have to be a full sentence. No emojis. Okay. No emojis.
No,
So 10 points. 10 points for every question or comment. Now I should say you can leave an emoji at the end of your sentence, but it can't just be one emoji as your
right.
Your emoji ain't getting no points.
exactly. Emojis out there. So, okay, we're going to go to our prospect recap now, and we're actually going to start off with Bobby Bless's guy, Dwayne McBride. So, Bobby, how did you do?
Man, I got some good news for Mr. McBride. Today, last week he broke the school record for most touchdowns in the season at 17. He still got couple more games to go, and he had they played I don't know exactly what's the UNT. So, but it's one of these no-name schools, but
North Texas.
yeah, they played nobody state. So he got so he got 21 carries, 120 yards. He did good, but next week he played against LSU. So this is going to be the real test on him to see what he come to the table, see what he bring to the table. Because if the pro scouts, when you from a small school like he's from, the Conference USA, when they see you play against the LSU where it's going to be nothing but pros out there, this is going to be the tape that's going to kind of make or break you. This might determine if he's going to be a third-round pick or a second-round pick or a fourth-round pick, whatever. But since he's my guy, I would like to see him do good. But if I would really love for him to get 100 yards. I don't know about the touchdowns, give or take, but I would really love to see him get 100 yards. I would love to see him use his stiff arm. He has an excellent stiff arm. Last week's game, he stiffed arm a guy for 65 yards. Even though, like I said, he's playing a small school, so the guy he probably stiffed arm is going to be a lawyer or a doctor or a plumber or something. So can't really say that was against real top competition. But like you said, I'm all eyes and ears on LSU this week, and I hope my guy come through because I always root for the underdogs and root for these small school guys to really make you sound like you know what you're talking about when they shine. So that's all I got. What about Mr. E? What about you, brother?
Well, I just want to add one more thing about Dwayne McBride for folks who might be curious about that game because it could be a good one. 9 p.m. on Saturday between UAB and LSU. You never know. You never know. I've seen crazier things happen, and I know for UAB this is a big game for them. You know, this is a big game for them to show off their program. Which
he can really put some money in his pocket at with this game for sure. Can.
He certainly can. And the other thing that I wanted to mention just briefly, can we give it up for UAB for a second? Like, look, I know that a lot of people might not know this about their program, but they had a program, then they lost it for a few years, and then they brought it back.
Didn't have it.
Yeah, what is that? University of
Alabama, Birmingham.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I was just thinking of something. Yeah. UNT, that's North Texas. What not the school that was in Necessary Roughness with Sinbad was like, it's time to party.
I think so.
My dude couldn't catch. Remember my dude? What was his name? He couldn't catch.
Featherstone.
yeah, he couldn't catch. Yeah, I remember that.
I think they changed it to North Texas State or something like that. But it was emulating North Texas.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The main dude name was Flat Top, and he was knocking the hell out of the old ass dude. What?
Well, hey, my dude from Quantum Leap. It's my dude from Quantum Leap. Yeah, I can't remember his name. My Quantum Leap dude. Yeah.
Too funny.
Hey, Flat Top was knocking the hell out of him.
So for my guy, we're gonna talk about Will Rogers. And I just wanted to, like I said, before we talked about Will Rogers, I just wanted to, again, give it up for UAB because a lot of times you see these colleges, they for whatever reason, can't field a football program. And then they just say, well, that was a nice thought. And then they leave it alone. But UAB said, we're going to bring it back. And I'm happy that they did. And like I said, this is one of those games for them where it's a huge deal. And for LSU, they're looking at it like, oh, come on, that's UAB. And they better not look at it like that because that's how you get surprised. But anyway, Will Rogers, Mississippi State.
Kelly better not lose to them, boy. He lose to them. It's over with. Brian Kelly lose to them. They gonna be mad down there, boy.
So
he can't fake
Will Rogers.
Oh God.
For Will Rogers, last week he played Georgia, and that seems to be just a horrible situation for any quarterback to be in. But he was 29 out of 51, completed 56% of his passes. 261 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. The part that I'm looking at, honestly, 2 things, actually. The fact that he didn't throw an interception against that Georgia defense, which is pretty good. The fact that he only got sacked 1 time, that's also, in my opinion, pretty impressive given the fact of what type of defense Georgia has, as much as it hurts me to say that. But yeah, ultimately it was a loss, 45-19. But again, for Will Rogers, if you're looking at his whole body of work, it's been pretty good. Mississippi State is going to be playing. They might as well be playing University of Phoenix online, but they're going to be playing East Tennessee State this week. So get ready for a barn burner. That's right, a barn burner with East Tennessee State by way of Dubai University. Anyway,
they playing their game on Zoom.
On Zoom? Is that what you said? I think that game's being broadcast on MySpace. You can go watch it. I'm
telling y'all, do not sleep on East Tennessee. They're regardless of their conference. Do not sleep on East Tennessee.
Reggie over there, Jan.
Hey,
sure.
So I was looking at Will Rogers. So I'm not as a quarterback, do you have I got a couple of concerns. He throws almost 50 passes a game. He's gonna need Tommy John surgery by the time the damn season over with. And then he's got a negative 120.
This is elbow. It is elbow.
Hey, look at he's got a negative 122 yards rushing. What the hell is he doing back there?
Well, so for me, when I'm looking at Will Rogers, a big part of it for me, okay, I'm not concerned about how many times he throws the ball, because a lot of times where he's throwing it are short passes, because Mississippi State doesn't have a running game. They're basically, and this is gonna make we're gonna go off track on this show, I can already tell, but I'm gonna say it anyway. If y'all remember when Stafford was here, remember him? Yeah, number 9, where you see Nate's leaving now. But if you remember, because Nate used to say this, where it was 3rd and 2. It's 3rd and 2. Why are we in the shotgun throwing the ball? Right? You remember that?
Can't run it.
That's what Mississippi State does.
I can't run
That's what Mississippi State does. So when he's getting 50 passes a game, I would say probably 15 to 20 of those are 2-yard throws.
You go from 3rd and 2 to 4th and 6 trying to run the ball.
But I'm just saying, that was my comparison for why he's throwing 50 passes a game. It's because Mississippi State just doesn't, they don't run the ball. But I'm not concerned about that. I think his arm will still be attached after the draft.
All I was wondering.
But the other thing I was going to say about Will Rogers, just briefly, is the fact that the Lions seem committed to having pocket passing quarterbacks, because they have had so many opportunities to draft mobile quarterbacks, and they just refuse to do so.
I think Andre scared the shit out of them. Andre Ware and Joey Harrington.
Which Joey Harrington, I didn't know he was that mobile, because I basically anytime I saw him, he was on the ground. So
it wasn't even his fault.
And that's the thing. Like, I was looking at the kid, he had 9 sacks the last 2 games previous total. So obviously they can't run the ball. I'm just dropping back and getting smacked because we can't run the ball at all. They know I'm throwing the ball, so they're just gonna keep pass rushing.
Right.
Yeah.
Pass rush.
So that's what I got for you on Will Rogers. Again, they got a big game coming up against Southern New Hampshire University online. So be on the lookout for that one. It's going to be a good one. You can watch the game on MySpace or AOL Messenger. Whichever one you can get access to.
Not IT Tech.
IT Tech. That's right. IT Tech.
And don't forget, it was streaming live on Black Planet. Don't forget that.
Bro.
I'm going to have to hit the not for kids button. Okay. All right, here we go. So let's go over to Reggie. Okay. He's going to get us back on track by talking about that bad man, Blake Corum. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Blake. And I'm going to get his stats up so our viewers can see that. There you go.
What can I say? The boy's a beast, man. He's a beast. 28 carries for 162 yards and a touchdown. Really, what could you not say about the kid? I mean, maybe he doesn't catch many balls out the backfield. That might be, I guess. He did last year. He caught a few last year, but right now they just use it as a ground and pound. And he's really showing out on that tip. I was looking at it. He still leads the nation in offensive grade for running backs, 95.5. As a runner, 95.6. Even his fumbling grade is a 91.4. So across the board, he's leading the nation in those 3 stats. 1,349 yards on the season, 17 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's a lot.
If you're going to keep somebody like Swift and you want to protect him, you get a kid like Coral in the backfield with him. You just let them do their thing. That's how I'm looking at it. I don't know how y'all
think he comes out, Reggie?
Huh?
Do you think he comes out after this season? Because I know with Michigan, it's all about tradition. So maybe he might break some records.
No, he's coming out. He's coming out.
Okay.
He's coming out.
He's coming out. Blake Corum, man, even for a guy who's 5'9", is actually, man, his pass pro is ridiculous, man. Yeah. It is ridiculous. Remember, like that. Actually, the last touchdown we scored was with J.J. McCarthy. And he was being led through the hole by the 5'9", 200-pound running back who flattens a defensive tackle for J.J. McCarthy to run into the end zone.
Look. If
he ain't scared. He definitely ain't scared.
If I'm in a film room next week I am coming in with a hoodie and shades on. I do not want.
You know what? I wish
He did not put it down for the big fellas.
about that. If we
He
could
did
have,
not.
if we could have played that video of Blake Corum on that run blocking, man, it was beautiful. JJ McCarthy just walked in the end zone. It was beautiful.
In reverse pancake. Like,
Reverse. Reverse.
look, I know you like McBride, Bobby, but he doing against whoever can get it. That's why whoever can get it.
They have the same amount of touchdowns, and McBride I think has maybe 60 yards more in total rushing yards.
So
yeah, but the competition.
just to be fair,
against Ohio. Let's see what he do against Ohio State.
Yeah, I do want to see that too. But Dwayne McBride, he is second in the nation behind. He's tied with Corum at second in the nation with 17 touchdowns. He also has a higher yard per carry, 6.9.
Yeah, but the competition is so different, man. It really, you know what I mean?
Which is a factor. Well, I don't want to make it seem like McBride ain't good. He's been good this year.
Oh no, McBride is good because he putting up like what I want to see a guy from a small school breaking the small school records, and he doing that. So that's what I look for. So, yeah, I'm a fan of Mc. I like Blake Corum too because as you know, as me and Nate always talk about, man. If the running back ain't got no pass pro, he ain't gonna even be able to be on the field. This is a passing league. So I'm more like because like you said about he don't do much receiving right now. I'm more so okay with that because his pass pro means he's gonna be out there on the field even if he's not gonna get.
He can catch it out of the backfield, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, just keep pounding.
Yeah, and that pass pro, it shows his ability to be able to recognize where the blitz comes from and a bunch of other things. And that's just what it is, man. That means that puts him on the field quicker, no matter where he's drafted. So
absolutely. So he's the guy that I would love to have in that running back room. You know what I'm saying?
I like him too.
And then keep Jamal. Keep Jamal there. Let him learn from him. Let him groom him. One thing we know Jamal know how to do is run between the tackles. He just can't shake nobody, but he can run between the tackles.
Yes, sir. Here it is. See, when I tell you, man, watch that left side. Look.
They're going to show a different angle. They show that different angle right after.
Dog, that D tackle needs some milk. You getting drilled by a little 5'9", 20-pound running back, putting him on the seat of his ass like that.
He got a low center of gravity, man. Come on, give him the edge.
Listen, he came through. Look at him. Look at man here, man. JJ McCarthy, like Blake Corum again. Like I said, and that's your starting running back, man. Come opening up the hole. McCarthy ain't even get touched. Beautiful RPO. They was mad too. They always mad. Watching. Look at sit down, boy.
My bad, hit the wrong button.
What man say? Boom.
He needs some milk. All right, here we go. I just wanted to make sure that I could get that on the screen for you guys because you guys were talking about it. So I love it. That took a little teamwork behind the scenes to get that video up there.
Hey, I didn't know that was Nebraska. That was Nebraska's first black coach ever. I did not know that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Of any sport.
In any sport, that's crazy.
I mean, it's Nebraska.
Right.
No, but no, it's crazy with the sports part. The sports though, not professors. The damn sports though.
Yes.
Do you know the black corn huskers?
Yeah.
So Nate,
I know
on the screen. Tell us about him.
Listen, y'all know what it is, man. They lost 100%. They lost a very, very close game to Arizona. But that boy Zach, as y'all see, man, averaged 7, almost 8 yards a pop. 3 more touchdowns, following up almost another 200-yard game. He had 181. Previous game, he had a basically 200-yard game. And he also caught 9 passes for 40 yards from DTR. His long receptions was 17. And again, man, Zach Charbonnet is a horse.
He a beast.
Is a horse. And what I want y'all to do, Elijah, throw that back up for 1 second. Just for 1 second, please. I want y'all to look at his production versus ranked teams. Washington, 15th in the nation, 124 yards and a touchdown. Utah, 198 and a touchdown. Oregon, 151 and a touchdown. Like all ranked competition. And
he's showing up. He's showing up. He's showing up.
Matter if you ranked or not. You're gonna need some milk when he's done with you. That's all it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at his PFF grades, 3rd in the nation. I'm sorry, he's 6th in the nation in offensive rating. He is 3rd in the nation for his run grade.
Listen, his run grade, his broken, all of it, man.
His broken tackles is off the charts too.
Yeah,
and he catches out the backfield.
So again, that's my guy, Zach Charbonnet. Now we finna get ready to head over to our guy, that guy, man, that your #1 Lions fan. It's time for that merch, Bobby.
Hey, Elijah, you tell them about how many points my segment worth, brother.
I can certainly do that. So, folks, remember, every single segment has a different point total. That's why we're doing this, so that it can be more competitive with this comment war. Remember, if you're leaving duplicate comments, basically just saying the same thing over and over again, it's just like real life. Nobody wants to hear that crap. Anyway, 15 points, okay? 15 points. That is what this segment is worth. So every single question you leave for Bobby Bless in his segment, or every single comment you leave about Bobby Bless in his segment, 15 points. That is what you're looking at gaining, or earning, I should say, with every single comment. So remember, no duplicates, no just emojis. You got to have a complete sentence. And, let's use some common sense. And I know, common sense, it ain't cheap. But anyway, Bobby Bless, my friend, you are on. And I believe, are we starting with a video, my friend?
Or I can give you a chance to set it up, but this is the hat I brought. You know what I mean? I went to Liz to buy it. Everybody know when the Lions win, I go buy a hat. And just today, for this episode, I decided to film the process, and you'll see how I got this hat. So Elijah, whenever you're ready, go ahead and key it up, brother.
Let them know this is what you do. Hey, when I say I buy a hat for a win, I buy a hat for a win.
Okay,
Everybody in Toledo
here
know.
at the mall, as you can see, on my way to buy my Lions hat, because everybody knows when the Lions win on Sunday, Bobby buys him a hat on Monday. So,
Look, I like that green and black hat right
Got help from my
I
wife.
got different options. That is different. I do like that too.
there. Yeah. Because tonight the Lions coming. That's why
So
I like
ain't. I do like that, but I ain't the hat I like though.
it. Look, and they got all them hats that I was showing you online.
Yeah,
You can't listen to them Packer fans.
but I like that one right there. In the middle.
What?
That one.
Nope.
The Detroit Lions with that big ass logo right there.
I like the green.
So here we go, guys. I know what hat I want, brother. You see that lion?
Look at that beard. That beard popping, man.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, that one right there, brother. Yeah, this is what I got. I can
That's
go
the
in?
one you want out of all the hats.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Hold on. Let me set my card up real quick. Well, guys, I got my hat that I picked.
Photo bomb.
See you later.
All right, so that's the hat that you got. But what
Yeah.
we want to do right now is we want to pull up a receipt. So, my friend, tell us what we're looking at.
We are looking at they emailed my receipt, and it just shows, how much the hat originally cost. and then it also shows what the different discounts I got. The hat originally is $39.99 or something like that. Yeah, it's 39, yeah, $39.99. And I got $18 worth of discounts, and it's just surely from how many times I done used that use lids and ordered stuff, because lids don't just sell hats. They sell all kind of memorabilia, of course. But I build up enough points, and along with my normal my yearly membership, I build up 990 points so far this year. And my year don't start over till about next March. So, and
$8 off a hat. That is a steal.
yeah, brother, and that's my lids card.
So what you're saying is I need to put on my Bobby Bless beard.
Bobby
Bless fitted.
Hey,
I go in and say I need the Bobby Bless discount.
Man, I got Reggie. We ain't got to talk about the numbers. I got you. I got you. You know, I got you. I got you. Don't worry about that. We'll talk later, brother. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Lids is pretty cool, man. They definitely cut deals, but like I was telling you guys, the more you spend, the better the deals get. Because when I was coming in there, I was expecting to pay at least $35 for a hat. I knew I was going to get some kind of discount, but 18, like damn near at 50% off, is just something I wasn't ready for. So that was a pleasant surprise. And it's just it's my go-to for hats. When I can't wait, when I need my hat right this second, I take my butt to the mall and go to Lids and get it. They got a bunch of other stuff, but hey man, all you gotta do is just just participate in a little program, man. It makes it worth the while. It may take a few times, but you'll see it, especially around with Black Friday, because from when I was talking to the guy at the store, he was telling me that even though it's going to be reduced prices because of Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, that it's going to be including your lids discount on top of that. So I'm definitely going to try to make it there after Thanksgiving, and hopefully I can try to get me a hat for under $20 the way my account looking. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. But as far as merch alert, I don't really got much for you today. I think I'm trying to think of something exclusive for next week. But if I got a lot of time on my hands, so I think I'm gonna have something nice and exciting about next week. But yeah, I see
it's up to 70% off on lids right now. I'm showing the site for you, Bobby. But
yes,
70% off. Just wanted to show folks that.
Yeah.
And that's before my discounts. That's before my discounts. So, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that 70% off, and then my discount, I think my discount is for at least one hat 25% off. So it's going to be 25% off that 70% too. And that merchandise, the merchandise actually, you get a bigger merchandise. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you get typically with your lids account, you'll get 10% off.
I know they
merchandise.
Full price for that Hawkins shit jersey.
Oh man, hey dude, they had a signed TJ Hawkinson poster in there for $50. I said I wouldn't even pay 50 cents. What is you talking about? They was really trying to get over though. But they do got some nice merchandise up in there, man. What I'm trying to think, I seen a Detroit Lions pillow that I really, really like, that I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and cop though. That was pretty nice. I seen in the store, the lid store I went to, they also had a signed Anzalone poster for $50. Yeah, I didn't think that was worth buying either, to be honest with you. But they do got but they do got a lot of stuff that's worth signing. But it's authentic though. That's a good thing about lids, because they already give a lot of discounts, and holiday season come and they got even more discounts. Yeah, you see that, Elijah? Did you see that Gatorade game towel? That's a sideline towel.
Ooh,
that's
I
like
that.
Yeah, that's actually something
that comes without the sweat.
No. So the sweat is sold separately, but Yeah, that's an actual game day tile. And I also see Christmas ornaments on there. I got those valve stem covers. Or honestly,
Oh,
that's
hey,
funny.
look, I remember when you got them. You see when you showed me them.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
them valve stem cover. Yeah, I got them valve
Oh,
stem.
the
I got that.
umbrella.
Yeah, I had one of the umbrella. I lost it. I got a picture somewhere on my Facebook when I had it. I lost that damn thing. I got the
we'll
Apple Watch bands. I got
uh,
those on there. I got
get
that beer
Eric.
pilsner. I got that beer pilsner. Yeah, that glass one. I got that. Sure do.
Yeah.
Got the Apple Watch bands. I don't got the.
Bobby, do you
Oh,
have those Lions earrings? I'm just curious.
right. I'm gonna say the line.
Actually, no, but I do. I have brought the Packer one, so
Very
you
cool.
know
Oh,
I got the same one.
I buy her a Lions pair.
We want Bobby
No,
to
she
be
ain't
able to
gonna want
make
it.
it
She
to the
ain't gonna
next
want it.
episode.
Hey Nate,
All
I
I
got
want,
to live here. Nate, I got to live here.
I know, my
got to
bad.
live here. I
My
don't
bad.
have that flask. I don't have that flask, but I do have a Detroit Lions flask. That is actually nice. And a ping pong paddle. I didn't see little like
all
stuff
I,
like that. I never knew they even sold.
all I know is
So
I want to be like Bobby Bless.
man, all you gotta
Yeah,
do is go to work. All you gotta
I'm
do
a,
is go to work every day and not miss a
All
day
right,
for
y'all.
2 years. I haven't missed a day of work in 2 years,
thanks.
man.
Night,
So
Eric.
go to work every day.
So Bobby,
That's how I
before we
do it.
turn it over to Nate, let's remind people about the contest this week, my friend.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
the
throw the
fleece, the
photo
fleece.
up on the screen,
Yeah.
so that you can talk about it a little bit. But let me go ahead and put that photo up on the screen for folks. This is what we're giving away today, by the way. And again, any comments or questions you leave in the comment section for Bobby Bless regarding his merch alert. Maybe you got a question about merchandise in general, leave it. If you leave it during
Oh yeah, I know. Hey, when it comes to Detroit Lions merchandise, I know all the questions, man. I know all the questions. I know all the answers. I got ways to get it. So just
and
come
every
up with
comment and
something.
question is worth 15 points. So
Yeah, I'm able to get my hands on a lot of stuff. I know a lot of people. People see me like honestly, I have tons of friends that just send me pictures of stuff and like, hey Bobby, do you got this? Or and then I'm like, no, let me get it now. You know what I mean? They'll buy. I got good friends that'll buy stuff for me and bring it. And it's just hey man, when it comes to the Detroit Lions merchandise stuff, man, it's like what it's like the back of my hand, man. I don't operate in the day without talking about some Detroit Lions merchandise. Oh yeah, and I got a skin for that PS5 too, man. That's pretty cool too. But yeah, merchandise is what I do, man. And blue and silver, that's what I'm all about.
and
Good.
again, we are giving away that Detroit Lions fleece throw that you just saw on the screen there. And in order to win it, you got to leave as many comments as you can. But you got to get the points too, and that's what matters the most. You got to get those
Yeah, it's
points.
cold out. It's cold outside. You can be bundled. You can be bundled up in the house with your Lions fleece. I got one of those. They are warm too. So go
So
ahead and get it, guys. Ask all the questions you want. You get what my segment was 15-point segment too.
15 points. Yeah, 15
Hey,
points.
hey,
So,
that's funny.
and
That's
there's
money.
tons of questions you could ask. I mean, do you have Detroit Lions? Speedos could be one. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Oh no,
But
man, I don't got no
we're gonna
draws. They don't
we're
cover
gonna get
well.
serious. We're
Hey,
gonna get
I
serious
need something
here.
that got better coverage. I need better coverage than that, bro.
Oh man.
I need a lot better coverage than that, man.
So we're
I'm
gonna
not-
get serious.
Nobody want to
here
hear
for a
about that
second.
swinging Anzalone.
Stupid, man.
So we're gonna get serious here for a second.
Yeah.
Instead of doing our inside the den, we're gonna talk about what's going on inside our den. As you know, we always talk about the fact that the four guys on the screen, we all care about one another. And so we're gonna toss it over to our brother Nate. And Nate, we're thinking of you and your family right now, my friend. And obviously the floor is yours for the next few minutes to fill folks in on what you want to tell them.
Well, the main thing, man, is that I want people to get serious about their health. That C word, everybody hates it. It affects everybody. It has no age. It doesn't discriminate against color. It doesn't discriminate against size. It doesn't discriminate against anything. It It doesn't matter. It's taking you out. It's doing whatever it has to do. And so recently we found out that the guy who brought me into this world has it. He's got some other issues and some other things going on, and it's one of those things that growing up, a lot of African Americans, we deal with this. We deal with that absent father in our life. And so when you finally get that chance, you don't want it taken away from you so quickly, you know. And so at this day and at this time, man, it's just it's rough. Because I used to feel like I know, believe me, a lot of people seen that Will Smith episode when his daddy was the truck driver, and yeah, man, we finna go on the road together. We're going on the road together, and then out of nowhere, he done snuck off. He done snuck off, and Will comes down with his bag, and he's looking for him like. And the first question he asked him is, "Why doesn't he want me?" So that was something that I had to deal with a lot, within myself to get past. So, it's just crazy because when you finally get past it and you're trying to build something that you didn't have as a kid, and guess what? Here comes the C word. And as I say, that C word, man, it doesn't play games. And we need to make sure that the people that we care about, that they're getting checked up. If they have problems, that they're going to see the doctor, because this thing it's not playing. Actually, one of my guys, man, is one of the biggest Lion fans. He's actually subscribed to our show. His name is Clifford Radcliffe, and he's 43, and he's got stage 4 cancer, stage 4 prostate. So he's got it. My dad's got it, and my dad's is his liver on top of the cirrhosis. Just because of the way he lived his life as a young adolescent. Like he right now he hasn't had a drink in over 30 years, but because he did it so hard, he did it so tough, at an early age by making, decisions that he's not proud of, it came back to haunt him later on in life. And my dad is a very talented guy. Like he plays 8 different instruments, from the bass to the piano to the keyboard to the drums to the saxophone. Man, he's a very, 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 very talented guy. And like I say, he's the reason I'm here. We share the same name, which is something you guys didn't know. But yeah, his name is Renee Nathaniel Rucker. My name is Nathaniel Donnell Rucker. But like I say, I take pride in that last name, and I take pride in the fact that he brought me here. I take pride in the fact that even though I missed out on some things growing up as a young adolescent, that as an adult I still was able to get past that and find out and get to know him, get to know him as a person, not just as a father. And so, like I say, hey, and just to my pop, like I say, he watches the show. I just want to tell you, man, that I love you. Everything gonna be good. You're gonna do what you gotta do. Everything gonna be all right. And hey, we know, hey, we say our show is PG-13, but fuck cancer.
Mm-hmm.
It, I mean, like I can't, man. It's just fuck cancer. But like I say, man, he's going to start his radiation and do everything he needs to do to make sure that hey, that he's not going anywhere no time soon. So that's our inside the den, man. Again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for giving me, the little bit of moment to get that off my chest, get that off my heart. And now back to our regular scheduled program. Now it's time.
Nate, before we transition,
I was trying to move, man.
I know. No, but I'm happy that you're saying what you're saying about we need to take control of our health. We're not children. It's not a mom's duty to take us to go get our shots and all that other. It's not their duty. It's ours. 2 weeks ago when I had that bad tooth and I wasn't on the show, it wasn't just a bad tooth. I had to go get a PSA test done.
Okay.
And I ended up having an abnormal PSA test.
Mm.
So the last few weeks, I've had the fear of the C word.
Right.
Because my grandfather has prostate cancer and other men in my family do.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
So we're at that point where we have to take ownership. We have to, because we got families, we have children, we have wives that need us.
Yeah.
And this ain't gonna just miraculously go away. You got to do what you got to do. So I'm happy your dad is taking ownership.
Yeah.
You got to do it to get the radiation. But thank you for speaking on it.
Man, he was fighting me
Yeah.
for the longest because I know the guilt that he has because of how he feels that he might have failed me growing up, but I just want him to know that you didn't fail. God doesn't make mistakes. He just wasn't meant to be in my life at that point because his life wasn't together. His life wasn't what it needed to be for him to be the man that I needed him to be. And I understand. Like that was one of the hardest things. And especially you look back and you always say, hey, why wasn't I good enough? Or, why just all the things, man, and it's crazy being 42 years old, man. And it still, like I'm past it, but it still hurts. I'm human. Yeah, I'm a 6'3", 230-pound human being. Hey, every strong tree gets weak. You got that big tree that's been in the yard 60, 70 years, 100 feet tall, and its roots are super deep. But it's also been through 100 summers, 100 winters, 100 springs, and eventually the parts of that tree get weak. But I just want to tell Pop that I love you. Everything has been forgiven long time ago. It's not for anybody to question. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to have any guilt. But I just want you to know that I ain't going nowhere. And we in like fleeing to the end. Hey, ain't nobody got to take you nowhere. This is what I'm here for. And like I say, and man, and cuz to you too. Same thing, man. It's we just have to make sure that we take care of ourselves. We have to make sure that if something doesn't feel right, one of the things that has hurt the previous generation is the fear of going to doctors. It's the fear of the hospital. It's the fear of finding out something's not right. In this day and age, we need to find out. The technology, the medicines are not like it used to be. So you should never have that fear. Like they tell you, hey, you should go get your prostate checked at 45. Man, whatever it has to be, you need.
I'm 36 years old.
Right, you need to go as soon as possible because, like I say, it has no age requirement. It has no age requirement. You see kids born, you see kids at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old with cancer. Get out of here. Like I say, my guy played basketball, healthy, and he's out of it. You know, he's going through it now. You're going through it. My dad is going through it. And there's so many different ages. So again, people, look after the ones you love. Make sure that, hey, they're going to get themselves checked out. If you know somebody that has not been to the doctor in a year, have not been to the doctor in 2 years, hey man, you might need to go get yourself checked out. Oh man, I feel fine. Man, I lift weights every day. I don't drink, this and that. That doesn't mean that there's no underlying issues. You never know what's, and then it's crazy when you think about DNA, because the same way your DNA can tell you if you are the son, if you are the father or not the father, it can also bring something with you. You can inherit a disease through that DNA. So, especially to the people, man, if you have somebody that has certain type of illnesses, hereditary, and especially in African Americans, when we talk about high blood pressure, when we talk about diabetes type 1 and 2, and you know, it's real bad. And as we know, that C word, fuck it. But it is very important for your people. If it's somebody you have that you know that have not been to the doctor, do get in their ear, get in their ear, get in their ear, get in their ear, and make sure that you let them know, hey, listen, you ain't got to be nervous. Shit, I'll go with you. I'll take you. But you need to you have a purpose, and your purpose has not been fulfilled yet. And that's the same thing to you, because you have a purpose here. You know, you are covered, grace, mercy, great guy. We love you. We appreciate what you do by the numbers. You know, hey, you know, and it's crazy in just this short period of time. You know, me and you have gotten a lot closer, but Bobby and Elijah have come along, and it has become, this show is a lot more than just on the hunt. I look at it as a true fellowship. I look at it as a true brotherhood of guys from different formats, guys from different regions, even though we may have one thing in common, which we started out just with just talking about the Lions. But the more and more you find out about people, the more and more they become part of your daily life, the more and more it bothers you when they're sick, when they hurt, when they're not here. Like, you know, it's you are important to us, to this show, and to your wife, to them babies. So just know that, hey, you ain't going through it by yourself. I love you, cuz.
So I'll hop in here real quick. Nate, I appreciate everything you said. Reggie, I appreciate everything you said. And you know, again, much respect to both of you fellas for you know, saying what you said. And I hope people listen. You know, I hope people listen. That's the biggest thing. You know, how do I put it? So I know when I first started working in radio, one of the biggest things they always told us was, you know, anybody can talk about sports. Anybody can tell you the weather. People don't tune in for you to tell them what they can get anywhere else. They tune in to get your unique experience. What do you bring to it? And that's the thing. Like, and again, this isn't necessarily about what Nate and Reggie were just talking about, but I just want to say this because I think it's important for people to know. You know, there's a lot of Lions fans out there. I know we make jokes and stuff like that. There's a lot of Lions fans out there, but I would not want to do this show with anybody else. You know, these are my guys. You know, these are my guys. Every week I look forward to this. I do my radio show every day, but like, yes, that keeps the roof over me and Cassandra's head, but I look forward to this show. This is the one that I I love to do every single week, week in and week out. And it's because of these guys. And I have to tell you, this show would have ended about 45 minutes ago if it wasn't for Reggie. And I say that because Reggie has allowed us to use his account on Zoom so we can do longer episodes. Because when Reggie came in, he said, "Hey, Elijah, why do all the episodes end at 45 minutes? Like it was a strategic decision." And I said, "No, it's because I don't have the money to get a pro account." And he said, "Well, here you go." So, I mean, again, folks, like, you don't see all the things that happen behind the scenes. You just see the show.
Yeah.
And you don't see how Nate brought in Bobby and how Bobby, buys all these different prizes to give away. I told Bobby a couple weeks ago, I said, "Bobby, you're buying all these prizes. What are you doing?" Because on my radio show, we just give away bragging rights so they can go around the community and be like, "I got my name shouted out on the show." And Bobby's like, "That's boring. Like, let's do something. Let's give away some stuff." So again, the manpower, the man hours that goes into making this show what it is, I think people would be very surprised to find that out.
It's some work, man. We definitely don't just fly by. We take our time. We do down to studying. We plan this out, man. When you plan it, you care. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's just like, you just don't get on here and talk. I mean, that's part of it. But you wanted to have some type of quality. You wanted to, be about something. The more and more you do something, the more you want the best out of it. And as you say, iron sharpens iron. Elijah showing us so many different things, so many different, apps and avenues and, things that I never would have known, never even thought about, and it's funny how somebody sees something in you that you don't even see in yourself. This was not like we went from just talking junk on Facebook and this was never something that I thought that would come to fruition. I was like, okay, whatever. And then lo and behold, Elijah said it last year. I remember he said it last year. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Didn't take him serious. We get stuff like this all the time. And then he, sure enough, was like, "You ready? You sure you want to do this?"
That's
Nate
the
told me
worst
the
thing.
whole thing.
That is the worst thing. If you ever meet me in person, that is the worst thing you can ever do is give me hope, because that's all I need. I just need that little bit of hope, and I'm gonna take that to the bank, and we're gonna do cool stuff together, because that's what I like to do. So, but I love you guys. I know that was a pretty deep thing that we just went through there. Are you guys good for us to keep going?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I just want to make sure out of respect. So, what we're going to do right now is we're going to preview the New York Giants. Okay. So I just want to show everybody real quick before we get into it. And actually, I'm going to be the one to start it off. I completely forgot about that. See, it helps when you look at your paper and know what's coming up next. Yeah.
Notes come in handy.
So on this one, we are going to be doing 20 points. So I'll show that. So every comment or question you leave regarding this preview of the New York Giants, we are going to, like I said, give you 20 points. Remember, no duplicate comments unless it's about Reggie's mustache. That might get you extra credit. Okay, so let's go ahead. I turned it right back to Reggie, and he was fixing the stash, so that's perfect. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about these New York Giants. I'm going to start off by talking about what I think is kind of interesting. It's not going to come into play in the game because, me, I always like to take us left field before I make my point. So I'm going to take us left field for a minute. Daniel Jones, when he was first drafted by the New York Giants, obviously, I live in upstate New York. I live in Messina. It's like 5 minutes from Canada. So most of the people up here look at it like, well, the Buffalo Bills are the only New York team. Those other two teams play in New Jersey. And technically, they're correct on that. But anyway, when the Giants drafted Daniel Jones, remember they had Eli Manning. And the thing that I always thought about Daniel Jones was, if you're trying to replace Eli Manning, don't get a slightly more mobile Eli Manning. And I say that because if you look at Daniel Jones's history, he went to the Manning passing academies. He was coached by Eli Manning's head coach in college, David Cutcliffe at Duke. And also, he played at Duke. I'm not saying that he didn't do well there, but that's not what you think of when you talk about cream of the crop in football. Like, oh, let me get that gridiron quarterback from Duke. Maybe if it's a point guard or a center.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you play basketball?
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? He's done a pretty good job with the Giants, and he's been through a lot of head coaches. He's been through a lot of times where guys they brought in haven't produced, Kenny Galladay, or he's had issues where his running back can't stay on the field. They can't protect him. My point with this is he is in a pivotal year in his NFL career because he is in year 4, and the Giants have declined his 5th-year option, meaning at the end of this season, he could walk and be a free agent. And now all of a sudden, Daniel Jones is looking like a pretty damn good quarterback. So I just want people to keep that in mind because I know for like some people, they always check in on the Giants. Other people don't pay attention to them. For me, I kind of feel like they're kind of boring to watch on TV. So I try not to. And plus they always are in the same time slot as the Lions. But keep an eye on that because he could be looking at this is a job interview, all these games, job interview for the other 31 teams. Reggie, you got something, my friend?
Would you sign him?
Would I sign Daniel Jones for the Lions?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question. That's an interesting because he is more mobile than Jared Goff.
Because you just invited me. I didn't know that they didn't pick up his option.
I'm sorry, Reggie?
I didn't know that they didn't pick up his option. I didn't know that.
That was back in the preseason. They had that decision to make, and now remember they had brought in Dable, who was I think it was the quarterbacks coach, if I'm not mistaken, or offensive coordinator for the Bills. So they brought him in saying, hey, he can get the most out of Daniel Jones, and so far he has. But because we weren't sure whether they wanted to really commit to the guy, they said, we're not going to pick up that 5th-year option. Show us what you can do with this new coach, and then we'll talk. And so far, he's been doing a pretty good job. But that is something I think people should keep an eye on. The other thing, Saquon Barkley was looking for a new contract, and they couldn't get it done. So Saquon Barkley could be on the free agent market next year. So these are 2 pivotal pieces. I mean, they might get left with just Kenny Galladay.
Would you make an offer to Saquon Barkley?
Hell no.
Yes.
No. You can get a running back in the 3rd round.
Here's the thing, though. Saquon Barkley has proven this season that he can stay healthy. That was the issue with him the last few years. Because if you remember when he first came out, I mean, he was running over everybody.
Baby, we called him baby horse legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Reg, would you offer him a contract? Yes, well, no for Bobby.
I would.
No.
I would.
You don't know, man. You ain't got to extend none of these running backs. They all ain't none of them really worth extending. None of them. Maybe Nick Chubb.
I'll always preface what I say. Depends on what the number is.
Yep.
Depends on what the number is. Depends on what what stipulations they put in the contract. Because
the Lions gonna have to make him the highest paid running back ever.
If I can get an incentive-laced contract where hurt, or you hit your bonuses at the more games that you play and stuff like that.
Right.
I'd take that risk on him.
I would too. I would definitely take that risk on Saquon.
The Lions are gonna have to make him the highest paid running back to ever touch a football and come to pay for Detroit. So
here's the thing. Here's
put it out there. We're not even talking about contract, but it's just with knowing that he's going to be a free agent, would you make an offer to him? That's what I'm saying. That's all. It's never threw a number.
So my thing is, I would, and the reason why I would, I just looked this up. Okay, so this is not something I prepped for, but I just looked this up. His birthday is February 9th. Okay, he's only 25 years old. Most running backs, by the time they get to that second contract, are like 27.
Mm-hmm.
So you could get, realistically, because next year he'll be obviously 26 by the time free agency would open. You could get 4 years out of this guy. And if you really believe that we're going into our window of opportunity, and I don't know that we're ready for that conversation yet, but after next year's draft and looking at how young our unit is, because think about it like this, everybody who's watching the show right now, think about it like this. The Lions are the youngest team in the NFL. They've got one player over the age of 30. Now, that's not done because, well, we just want to have young players. That's done for two reasons. One, they can grow together. Two, they're cheap. Because those rookie contracts are cheap. And if you've noticed,
It ain't used to be.
it didn't used to be, yeah, for sure. But it's cheap now. The Seahawks won their Super Bowl with Russell Wilson when he was on his rookie contract. Kansas City won their Super Bowl when Patrick Mahomes was on his rookie contract. So that's kind of the way it is nowadays. You get yourself that young quarterback, you get yourself that young team, you get yourself a Super Bowl. And then after that, you deal with the consequences of now we got to pay everybody.
$400 million contract.
Right, because at that point, everybody's so dang happy that they won a Super Bowl, they don't care what it costs. But what I'm saying is if you think we're going into that window, why not get a running back who's a proven running back in this league? He's proven that he can stay healthy, and you can use him in multiple positions. They use him in the wildcat position.
Yeah,
You know the crazy thing is, I'm thinking about putting him behind that line.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Like that's what I'm really thinking about.
Man, you don't need to. Running backs don't cost that much. You can draft a running back, man. You don't got to pay that much money for that.
Here's the other thing to think about, Bobby. Would you want to be the highest paid running back in the league, running behind a bunch of nobodies who should probably be working as pharmacists? Or do you want to run behind the best damn offensive line in the league?
If we get Saquon Barkley, them guys is leaving. We can't pay them. I'm telling you.
We've already paid some of them, though, is what I'm saying.
Quick
We've already paid Decker.
So, Bobby, just
you get a running back in the third round.
I just wanted to put it like this real quick. Just you know how I feel about numbers. The top 10 running backs are all impact guys. Saquon Barkley is number 1. Derrick Henry is number 2. Nick Chubb is number 3. Josh Jacobs is number 4. Aaron Jones is number 6. Dalvin Cook is number 7. And then you start running into the Travis Etienne.
You just you name all guys that's on the first contract with the teams that drafted them. None of them were paid to go nowhere else.
I understand that. And we can steal one of them guys from them. That's all.
I'm just saying. In the NFL, in the NFL, the good players do not hit free agency. They stay where they stay with their teams. So you can get a running back. You can get a running back at the third round.
So last note that I'm going to say on this topic before I toss it over to Bobby, because we are running out of time, and I want to make sure we get everything in. Sometimes, and this is where it really just depends on what you value. What do you value in life? Do you value greatness, or do you value a great financial situation? Saquon Barkley could look at the Lions and say, you know what? That offensive line would make my job a lot easier. Do you want to be great, or do you want to be greatly paid?
Man, if you pay all that money,
I'm just saying, the Lions actually might have some leverage.
It ain't gonna be the same.
But the Lions might actually have some leverage because it's not the way it used to be, where all we had to offer was a big fat paycheck. We actually have a good line.
But when they get hurt, their backups are good because we got the money to even have good backups. We won't have good backups if we pay Saquon Barkley.
Backups not making a lot. Those backups really they're outplaying their contracts. Is the best way I can.
But they're gonna have to get paid. Not gonna be here though. I mean, they're not gonna be here though.
But that's where the drafting correctly comes in. This is why guys like Bill Belichick in New England have been good for so long, and they trade those guys even before then. Like Logan Mankins was the number 1 guard in the league, and they traded him on his contract, So,
but that's the Patriots, though. They are outliers to a lot, though.
That's what I'm saying. But it does get done. It's just about how good you draft. That's all it, because you can easily keep rotating guys in and out if you're drafting and you're developing the guys. That's all I'm saying. But me personally, I'm going to take that. And I mean, shit, the Lions are going to have one of the highest salary caps in the league next year. We're going to have one. I think we're top 3 in money, as far as money wise. They don't pick. Actually, they'll be number 1. So I think they'll have like 60. I think, what did it say, Reg? Wasn't like 69 or something?
But hey, but what
Derek
running
Carr-
back has continued to be good after they got their money? They all fall off after they get their money too.
No, well, you have to look at it like Zeke. The only reason Zeke fell off because Zeke's was injuries.
But he fell off though, right? But he fall
Yeah,
off
but
though,
you said
right?
after the money. But you still have guys like, and then you have to look at it now. The way the NFL is, you have most of the time you have 2 backs anyway.
Mhm.
So you still get maximum. You're still getting maximum value out that highest paid guy. It's not like the old league where these guys are toting the rock 400 touches a year. You're not having that. These offenses ain't built where it's except for Tennessee and Cleveland. But I mean, hell, like they gonna run Derrick Henry in the ground because they can't do nothing else.
I think we've talked about the running back enough here. Bobby is keeping his ground, okay? And remember, if you disagree with Bobby,
no.
you can leave a comment and you can get yourself 20 points if you disagree. But Bobby, my friend, preview this game for us so that we can keep this thing moving.
Oh yeah, mostly with against the Giants, man, is not even more so with them. It's more so as can we get because they say 3 in a row is you consider yourself having a streak. So I want to get the 3 in a row more in the preview of the game, and I feel like the Giants is a team that we kind of on the same level. Believe it or not, they may have one more with their new coach, but I see us as in the same class of people that we should ever beat them, and that we should be able to beat them if we're gonna get to those 7-8 wins. The Giants, I got them already crossed out as a W, man. So that's how I feel. What's up?
Okay.
Elijah?
So I just saw something, and I can't believe I saw this. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hop back in like this, but I got to say it before Reggie does. Kenny Golladay, since joining the New York Giants,
I was just about to talk about where are they now, Golladay too. So
he has
that
not
feed right
scored a
into it.
touchdown for the Giants yet.
Nope.
Bobby, go ahead.
Nope.
I apologize, but
Yeah,
I saw that. And I was like,
yeah,
there ain't no way. That's got to be a wrong stat.
Yeah, but I'm glad you brought that up because I was just about to say where are they now, Golladay, man. And this is more so towards Lions fans. Everybody, when we like me and Nate was always thinking like Kenny Golladay is not no great player. He's good, but he wasn't nobody where we felt like we couldn't replace him type guy.
Right.
He was don't get me wrong. He was a good contested catcher. He had good straight line speed, but his route running was very, very limited. And I'm thinking, to be honest, I'm thinking only 2 routes for him: the go route and the going across the field, slant route, I guess. But he wasn't no detailed route runner. He was fragile. He's a good ball contest, good
50-50 ball guy.
Yeah, he was that kind of guy and shit. But to be honest with you, he was a good tackler too, because Stafford he caught a lot. He tackled a lot of people. Stafford threw interceptions too. So I remember one time he had more tackles than touchdowns. So
he forced
that's about it.
On Monday, he forced the fumble against the Jets off Stafford.
Yeah, man. He was like, damn, yeah, man. He had more tackles than touchdowns for a minute. So nothing against Kenny Golladay. I liked him. He's from a MAC school, man. So I knew he was a bad dude, but he was pretty limited. I would have loved for him to actually stay in Detroit, but I'm kind of glad we didn't break the bank to keep the dude. So
yeah,
that's pretty much it with that.
Reggie, you are up, my friend. So let's put it down for the big fellas.
And you already know Giants got one of them big fellas. You talking about Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
It was a beast. Like, hey, you talking about sacks on the season? From an interior guy, he's fifth in the league for a defensive interior as far as hurries and hits. So one key to this game is going to be, can you keep Goff upright? You got to be able to allow him to step up into the pocket. But with Dexter Lawrence there, he might not be able to do that much. But
and it's outside game and it's cold. Oh my God.
Yeah. And now on the other side of the football, they have, Daniel Jones has been sacked 27 times. He's on the top for sacks. So we can actually get to the quarterback as well against this team. Even though they do have a Pro Bowl level tackle.
He can't block everybody.
He can't block everybody. He can't block everybody. So this is one of them games where, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Hutch could get two sacks,
maybe even 3.
Aquari could get a sack or 2. It could change the total outlook of this game, because when we're on, we can score with them. This ain't like, oh my God, it's the Giants. It's the Giants. Well, we can fight. We can get with it.
Yeah, but y'all want to give their running back all the money ever printed. No.
Hey, I would not be surprised if that man has 150 yards rushing. No, I'm not even gonna hold you.
I remember he schooled us the last time.
I'm not even gonna hold you up. I'm not gonna hold you up. But like I said, you get to the quarterback and protect your quarterback, you can win the game.
Yeah.
I think one thing, to go off what Reggie just said there before we toss it over to Nate, one thing that the Lions should be concerned about is when you play a team that's got a running back like Saquon Barkley. How do I put this? You're not playing an option offense. That's not what I'm saying, but it's kind of like that in the sense of they're going to be running the clock a lot. That's my point. Not the RPO, but they're going to be running the clock a lot. They're going to be taking their sweet ass time snapping the ball, which means that your offense, if you're allowing them to have success, your offense is going to get limited opportunities to score. So that is something that Lions fans should, take under consideration, because if they're ripping off 3 yards of carry, our offense is going to be sitting on the sideline getting cold, to use a basketball term, getting cold.
Or we could just go ahead and give up 40 or 50 and get the ball back.
Right, which hopefully that's not what happens. But I'm just saying, that's something that I would be concerned about. I'd also say, I wonder how the Lions will defend the Wildcat formation if they choose to go into it. So that's something that I'm also, a little bit interested in. Now, Nate has been doing a lot of research.
You know the defense is smack Saquon. This is what you do. You
smack him.
You try to hit him as hard as you can.
The defensive playbook is called milk, and he needs some. Here we go. Nate has been doing a lot of research on the Giants D. So, my friend, tell us what we're looking for.
Well, one of the things about them is that
you did it anyway.
Y'all, the Giants are really, and like, if we get some hate mail from the Giants, it's you three. Look at not me. As long as we know that, it's you three. Their secondary is ass. That's the best way to put it. The Giants have 2 interceptions on the year.
Okay.
2. But this defense has forced 12 fumbles. And Jared Goff know his ass love to give up the ball. So we've got to make sure, man, that Jared Goff make sure that he's controlling the ball. Their secondary is bad. So truthfully, I'm looking for a very big game from Amon-Ra St. Brown and our tight ends, because their linebacker play is bad as well. Like I said, besides Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, it's pretty scary. So we should be good with that. But like I say, as far as Jared Goff stepping up in the pocket, I don't think that's a good idea. But their corners are so bad. He bet not come out and throw 3 interceptions. I swear to God, man. And it's gonna be y'all fault. It's gonna be all y'all. Reggie and Elijah. It's gonna be definitely a fault. Cause y'all yeah.
Let's be real here because I know we got to go hurry up because we only have 3 subjects left and then we're out for the night. But let's be real. We all know what Jared Goff's going to do. He's going to go out there. He's going to have a 15 out of 29 day for 150 yards and 1 touchdown and no interceptions. That is my guess of what he's going to do. And because that's what he's been doing. He's been doing just enough not to lose the game. True game manager. He really hasn't had that 3 touchdown game since earlier this season. Can he do it? Yes, he can. I don't think he does it against the Giants. I think we win, but I think we win because he doesn't turn the ball, hopefully.
We'll see.
15 out of 29, $150, and a touchdown. Somebody write that down. We'll see what happens. I'll be pleasantly surprised if I'm wrong.
You've been on point when it comes to quarterbacks, so it's kind of scary.
So here's what we got. All right, we're going to be going into prospect watch here. So let me show you how many points this segment is going to be worth. We are going to be having 25 points per comment or question on this segment. So if you leave a question or a comment regarding prospect watch, again, it's going to be 25 points. Remember, no duplicate comments. No, just emojis. Make sure you use a full sentence, people, just like your English teacher taught you. Don't put them to shame. Okay, so now that we've done all that, let's get into our prospect watch. We got 2 prospects for you today. I actually don't have one today, but Nate and Reggie do. We're going to start off with Nate's prospect. It is Clark Phillips III.
Yes.
Trilogy.
Is
Phillips the third.
What was that? What is wrong with Reggie?
Trilogy.
I'm sorry, I had a proper one that Clark Phillips the third.
Yeah, I'm like, what the Lord. So Clark
He's
Phillips
doing the
III.
English version of our show. He's gonna have the pipe out. Yeah, it's gonna be
Toodaloo
sitting in front of the fireplace. Let me regale you about these lions.
with a little bit of Merlot.
Right. We'll grab me a little shot of Grey Poupon in a minute. So Clark Phillips III, cornerback out of Utah. He's 5'10", 190 pounds. My comparison to him is Asante Samuel. And if anybody is familiar with Asante Samuel, Asante Samuel is top 10 all time in interceptions. For Clark Phillips III, he's a very quick, explosive, twitchy type cornerback. For a guy that size, he's very competitive. Like, very good ball skills. I think on the year, so in his entire career, he's got 81 total tackles, 107. He's got 81 solo, 107 total. He's got 8 career interceptions, 18 passes defended, 1 forced fumble, and he's also scored 4 touchdowns on the other side of the ball. 4 defensive touchdowns. Now, when it comes to coverage, dude, he's sticky in coverage. He's what when I look at Kelly Ringo is tall. Kelly Ringo's, finna take out all the tall guys, 6'2" and up. Clark Phillips is only 5'10". Cleats, you might get 5'11", but he plays bigger than what his height says. His height is one thing, but he plays that number 1 corner spot very, very, very good. Now the downside, his size, arm length, and you know what? His read and react in coverage is not as good. He definitely needs a lot of work on reading and reacting, post play and pre. But other than that, man, I really like Clark Phillips. I mean, one of the worst games he had, it was one of the things I had to look at was against BYU. And what BYU did, because of his size, they played the short game. They played the short game to make him come down to make tackles because of his size. And so that's how they tried to neutralize his coverage ability, is basically hitting his little ass in the mouth as much as they can. And to me, to just have one bad game out of the year, and he's still, if I'm not mistaken, Reg, where is he ranked at PFF? If you could pull that up for me real quick.
I gotta pull that. Give me 1 second. I gotta keep going.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, if I'm not mistaken, he was around. I know he was a top 10 as far as PFF numbers. But that was, I want to say, maybe about 3-4 weeks ago. If I'm not mistaken, it may even be higher now. But Clark Phillips is a legitimate lockdown corner. First round talent. Like I said, he is the second best corner after Kelly Ringo. This game against Ohio State right here, a lot, that dude made play after play after play. They tried to pick on him due to his size, but it didn't work. See, same. This is how and what BYU did. They used the short game to try to force him to come up and tackle. And if you see the speed right here, force the fumble. So again, like I say, he's got the speed. He doesn't quit. He's going to fight. He's one of them guys for a cornerback that has that Napoleon chip on his shoulder complex. So he's going to continue to fight through the end. Like I say, he's only 5'10", but dude is scary in coverage. He's scary to be that size.
So
Great.
I'm looking at his coverage grade. He is 21st in the nation at 84.4, which is really, really good. Really, really good. Kind of look how much yardage he's giving up.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't get a chance to do. I meant to do a little bit more digging into him.
Yeah, 405 yards on the season. That's all he's giving up.
Yeah, in 8 games, 9 games,
Yeah.
9 games. Hey,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my guy, Reggie. Who you got, man?
We got Jazon Newton.
Big fella.
Big fella. Putting it down for the big fellas. He is a very versatile defensive lineman. You can put him on the inside. You can put him on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I thought that was worth noting for defensive interior players, he is 4th in the nation. He has a defensive grade of 91.3. His run defense grade is 92.4. So,
dude's a mauler.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is a 100% mauler. If a running back come through there trying to get cute, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well.
And that's 3rd in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
He also has a pass rush grade of 87.1. So it's not like he's a one-dimensional player. He is just get after it, period.
The Big Ten don't got no passers. But CJ Stroud, that's the only passer.
Hey, he's 5th in the nation in hurries, so 24. 4 sacks of the season as well. He's just another one of those guys that we've been talking about. Like, if we can get somebody on the interior that's putting on pressure,
that's it.
That keeps.
Oh, so he play in and out. He play in and out then, huh?
Yeah,
It
keeps Aiden from getting double teamed. Top
right.
Talk about that today.
Yeah.
So now you start talking about him getting single coverage. You got pressure coming
putting up the middle. Yeah.
Now you don't even have to worry about who's on the other end because you're getting pressure on one side of football and on the interior.
Yeah, and he's big enough to clog up that middle.
Man, flexibility. Like that from what I was hearing, he's got some of the strongest hands in college football.
And I'll check into that too.
Almost like they were talking like freakish Ndamukong Suh's type strength with his hands. Like he gets.
Yeah, Sue had that Donkey Kong strength for real. For real,
I'm
for
telling
real.
you, know you dog, you going down. So it ain't no running from it. You damn sure ain't about to drag it. So they put Michigan this week. So it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be good. And now we start talking about, we talked about Blake Corum today. We talked about he is in run defense. So now we see
Best of the world tonight.
We can see a couple collisions tonight.
Right.
Tonight.
Right. Michigan got best offensive lines in the nation. So it's going to be fast for him to put up a shot.
That's how you get your bag.
I always like Michigan players in the trenches too, man. They always good in the trenches. Either side of the ball.
Real quick, because I know Bobby's got to go, and we are almost done with today's episode. We got like 5 minutes left, and we'll be done. But I just wanted to point out the two players and where they're playing this weekend, so you know where to watch them. Because for me, nothing more frustrating than hearing somebody talk about a player and then be like, okay, but where can I watch them? People want to see it. Nobody believes anything until they see it with their own eyes. But anyway, for Clark Phillips III, he is going to be taking the Utah Utes, and they're going to be playing against Oregon 10:30 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, speed on speed. That game is usually, I'm not sure. It's a lot of times if it's 10:30 out there, which is 7:30 here, you may be able to get that on ABC, or you can get the Pac-10. What is it?
No, if it's 10 out there, if it's 10 out, if it's 10 here, it's 7 there. You mean?
No, that's backwards, Bobby. If it's 10 there,
no. If it's 10 o'clock, we talking about out west, right?
I don't know.
Hang on. Time out. Flag on the play. My Google is telling me, and I'm on the East Coast. Remember, South Canada represent.
Yeah.
10:30 p.m. That's what my Google is telling me. So 10:30.
Yeah, so it'd be 7 o'clock there. It'd be 7 o'clock there.
Right. 10:30 my time. I just want to make sure we don't have somebody pop up here with geography lessons in the comment section. So
no, we all on the same time.
No, they want to comment on geography. That's fine.
That's 1,000 points. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you know what? We should start giving points for people that correct mistakes we make.
Oh, no, I don't like that because I'll have too many and I'll get my feelings hurt. Anyway, okay, so that's the first one. So Nate's guy is going to be playing at 10:30 against Oregon. Make sure you take a nap before that game. Otherwise, you ain't going to make it. I'm just going to be honest with you. We all old. Anyway, we got
Oregon.
We got Illinois and Michigan at noon. That'll be a big one.
Damn, I got to work.
Reggie's guy, Blake Corum, versus Reggie's guy, name I can't pronounce it. And whenever I
try it
sounds like something dirty. So there we go. I tried. You can ask these guys. I tried to learn how to pronounce that before we hit record tonight. And I couldn't do it. I had these guys geeking. So anyway.
Jergens.
Yeah, I did the tan. I don't know. Anyway. But noon, that maybe I'll be able to learn his name whenever I'm, seeing him tackle Blake Corum. So okay. So I think that's our prospect watch. We'll move on here to one of our favorite parts of the show. But before I do it, let me make sure that I tell you about the points. Okay. So we've been doing points this entire episode, and this segment will be no different. Okay. If you comment or have a question about this segment, about these next two segments, I should say, you're going to get 30 points per comment or question. And I feel like if you win this next award, you are somebody who is always going to have questions asked about you, because it is that time for the Stupid Boy Award.
Stupid Boy
Award. What you got for us today?
Man, this guy, he's becoming a, what you call it?
Habitual offender.
Perennial.
Habitual line stepper.
Habitual line stepper.
Like, dude, he's been out of pocket, man. And again, it's our same guy, man. It's Amani Oruwariye. Like, dog. So we got the momentum. We kick the ball off. The Bears get the ball. And it's the return. He starts on the right side of the field. He cuts it left. right across the Warrior. Do you think do you think Amani tried to grab him? Tried to
No,
trip?
he asked him why he was running like dude asked for his gun.
Did,
That's what he
did
did.
you at least pinch?
No, it was like I thought he was racing the guy because
Damn.
from the 20 all the way to the 40, and then you pushed him out of bounds. Listen here, man. Not only that, he's also our special victim. You've been demoted from a starting corner to the backup corner to DNP, which means do not play, by no circumstance, to special teams, and you can't even get that right.
He took a snap as a strong safety.
Yeah, so and dog, I've never seen a guy regress so bad in a short span like this.
It's the football version of the Monstars. Somebody took his mojo.
It's something, man. I don't know, and I feel bad for the kid, but that's our SBA and
Yeah,
our
bum.
Hang on. We got to do it. Okay. So we did the stupid boy, but now we got to go with the special victims unit. Yeah. Come on now. Okay, I think I made my point. All right, Nate, go ahead.
Oh, he's both. He's both.
It's okay, Elijah. He was both.
He's both.
He's both. Okay. All right. So I did all that for nothing. That's what you tell
No,
it's fine.
no.
Oh no. That's his theme music.
For
That's
now,
definitely his theme music for sure.
for now on, that is the music for that segment. We will use that music for both for now on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. I hope y'all could hear that too, by the way, because I just
it bang.
I just realized that about halfway through the prospect watch, because Nate is so good at doing it, I realized halfway through that video wasn't even on the screen. And y'all just sitting there looking at me going like,
no.
And then I said, why is Nate not referencing the clip on the screen? And then I looked up at my camera, which is right here, and I went, oh, the camera's still on. Oops. So my bad. I'm a stupid boy candidate for next week.
But that's our SBA and our SVU. So y'all know what time it is. It's time for these closing remarks. And we're gonna start with our big dog Reg. What are your thoughts, man?
To be truthful, I believe that this game groomed this defense for Daniel Jones. He just went against what's the most mobile quarterback available in the NFL right now. And now you're going against another one that's mobile. So take what y'all learned this week and apply it next week. 27 sacks. That's how many times he's been sacked this year. So you can't get to him. You can't get to him.
Right.
In the trenches. Put it down for the big fellas. To be honest, this is a winnable game against a team that seems to be winning every single week for somehow. I don't know how they keep winning, but they do. So this is a winnable game. So hopefully they can pull it out. Bobby, how you feeling about it?
Actually, this is a selfish take for me. I want another fucking hat. 3 weeks in a row. I want a hat. I'm tired of these dry periods. I only had 3 hats. There's only 3 hats this year. I'm out here. I'm fiending. You know, I'm fucked up out here, man. I need me another hat.
Bobby, if it's a win streak, you can get 2 hats.
No, hell no. Just one. I want to circumvent the system. Because hey, when I get to doing different stuff, Lions get to doing different stuff on the field, man. Like
all right,
I think I'm
just stick to it then.
I'm thinking my hat's correlating with Dan Campbell actually using the kickers and not going for it every down. You know, we got the league best the league highest paid punter. It would be nice to see him put somebody on the 1 or 2 sometime. But other than that, I just want a new hat. I want a winning streak because it's a streak after 3. I want to be able to have it like to have me feel like we got a chance against Buffalo. Let's see. Let me see us handle our business now and make it look like we got a chance against Buffalo. But that's it, really, though.
Well, I mean, me.
Oh,
it's just-
my bad to my dude, Nate. I'm tripping.
That's all that matters. Bobby's the only opinion that matters. Everyone go home. I'm just kidding.
I was
listen,
mad.
Bob-
I want a
Bobby-
hat, man.
Bobby is tired. He want his hat. So for me, like I say, this is one of them games. I look at it as the same way we did Washington. It should be unlimited, unadulterated pressure. Our special victims unit, our SVU next week should be Daniel Jones. He should be getting dry hump sacked all the. I mean, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's the Giants D. Oh my God. Is
Oh
this
my
episode
God, y'all
for
retarded.
kids? Hell no. Hell no, this episode is not for kids.
No. Let's go defense.
No, I'm
Yeah.
trying to make Daniel
Gotta
Jones.
give it up for the defense. Oh my God.
Elijah play the beat.
I never
Elijah,
thought
play
the
the beat.
dry hump would end up on the hump podcast, but that
Elijah, you gotta play the beat. You gotta play the
I mean,
beat.
my God. If we had a special code word to win the thing, it better not be dry hump. Like somebody in the
Oh,
comments, "Dry hump."
that'd be sweet though.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. My closing remarks. I don't even know if they matter at this point, but I'll try anyway. Closing remarks for me is it has nothing to do with football. Okay, but I'm gonna say this because I think it's important from my heart. If you have somebody in your life that you have not talked to in a while, and you can't really think of a good reason why you haven't talked to them, just life gets in the way sometimes. My challenge to you this week is to call them. Yeah, you could text them. Yeah, you could Facebook them, but call them. Better yet, if you get the opportunity, go see them. See how they're doing. You know, especially as men, we always get told we got to be a certain way about everything. We got to be tough, can't have emotions. Fuck all that. Okay, I'm going to use my one curse word. I'm going to say it twice, though. Fuck all that. Talk to somebody, okay? Talk to somebody this week. Go see somebody. Make a difference in someone's life. And remember that when I say make a difference in somebody's life, it doesn't mean that you got to do anything huge. Like I always say on my radio show, you know, I always say how many days are left until the end of the year. And I say, that's how many opportunities we have to make this year worth living. So get out there and do something, not just for yourself, but for somebody else. And when I say do something for somebody else, it doesn't mean you got to buy them a car or buy them a house. If you can, I'll give you my information. Just go ahead and message us. But get the door for somebody. It's a little thing. You know, don't be a jerk to somebody, you know, but go out there this week and make a difference. And I would love it if you could comment below what you did so that we can, you know, maybe spotlight you on the program next week. But let's go out there and let's, make a difference. Make a difference in our communities, make a difference in our families, and, treat others the way you want to be treated. That's the golden rule. So,
That was good, Elijah. That's real good, man.
no
Hell
problem.
yeah.
No problem. So I'm actually going to go to bed because it's been a long time since I've had some sleep. So I'm going to go do that. But fellas, it's been great. And we hope for another Lions victory. We'll talk with you next week right here on The Hunt.